Hola. Hey everybody, it's Alanda. I am so excited. I didn't realize doing this work was going to be so exciting. This is day 2, and we are leading you into your own leadership. Actually, we are leading ourselves into our own leadership. That's pretty much what it is. This work for the next 20 days is going to be amazing. How you doing? How are you so far? I know examining yourself is a little bit of a challenge. It is so amazing how just having to peel back layers to actually really see where we are and be honest. Now, like I said, being honest, one thing about it, when you're honest about who you are, where you are, and where you want to be, you will be amazed. Once you become honest, it's not as painful as you think. It may be some things you don't really want to look, you really don't want to address because, like, oh gosh, I got to look at this, I got to deal with this, right? And it's a little bit of a challenge, right? So, what we're doing now today, what type of leader are you? That's what today. This is day 2. What type of leader are you? You're going to be defining your leadership style, right? So we're going to go into a little bit. Now we did the groundwork of examining where we are, and then yesterday we did what exactly do you want to do? Um, you know, what are the benefits? Do you want to be a dictator? Do you want to be an influencer? Those are the kind of the two major things of being a leader. What that would kind of get you to chip away a little bit of exactly why you're doing what you're doing. And you may be in a position that you are a leader that people are looking for you to make decisions. Leaders are also not just decision makers, but they can gather information from other people to help make a decision. So a lot of people get the context of leaders as the ones that get the final say so. And as you can see, if you look in politics, especially if you live in here in the United States, we have seen, or we actually learned, that the president is not, he's the leader, he's the actual head of state, but there are so many different levels that help him make decisions. They look at the things, the information that's needed to help him make a final decision. But he got to have all the access and all the data because that's what leaders do. Leaders know how to delegate, right? So we want to know what type of leader you are. That's what we're going to do today. Uh, how you're going to define your leadership style. Your leadership style is going to be defined based off of your answers from the very first day of when we did our groundwork. So the first day was technically not yesterday. The first day was us examining where we are. So that was our ground day, right? So if you look at the video and if you look at the wording, that was our intro day. All right. Yesterday was technically day 1. This is now we're looking at what exactly do we want to, what exactly do you want to do, right? And then today is what type of leader are you? What are your leadership styles? You're going to define your leadership style. There's different types of leaderships. What are you a visionary? I consider myself a visionary. I am also a risk taker. I am also, I love to learn. So I have a lot of different types of leadership abilities, but in order for me to even identify that, I had to really do a lot of work on making decisions on my own. So leading you into your own leadership, if you're not confident in some of your own work, it's very challenging to lead other people into something, because at that point sometimes people come to you looking for you to give them an answer and you really don't know what to do. So because I'm not saying you haven't done the work, it's just that you're a second guessing yourself instead of being able to make a decision because of certain, I won't say a situation, but what works before. Because sometimes it's hard to make a quick decision when you need to. So at that point, we're going to get into this about intuition. Sometimes leaders got to have their intuition. They got to have their spidey senses going. You got to know what that is. And we're going to go into that because after this course, this 21-day course, there will be another course available that we're going to go deeper into setting goals and leadership and how to make certain decisions. All of that is going to be other work we're going to do. But right now, where we're sitting, we are trying to find out where our leadership abilities are, where our strengths and where our weaknesses, and there's no judgment on the strengths and weaknesses because we're not comparing each other. We're not comparing ourselves against someone else because our styles are different from other styles. We're going to have integrity and authenticity in the way we lead because we want to be effective. We want to influence people to be better. We want to lead other people into their leadership because here's the thing. Leaders can be in all different types of things. I said that yesterday. There's different types of leaders, and one type of leader doesn't work for everybody. Okay? So, if I'm a leader of, say, I'm a leader of a organization, right? And I'm leading people into whatever this organization does in the community. But then I have to meet and with another leader. I can't run another, get into a school and lead. I can't overstep the principal boundaries and lead the faculty because I'm leading into this. So what I'm saying is there's different types of leaders all over. So there's not one type of leader. There's a room for everybody, and leading other people into their own leadership ability is what we're here for. We all can be leaders and serve at the same time. I'm going to show you how we're going to do that later on in this 21 days. So I know some of you already know this because some of you are already entrepreneurs. I've seen some of your background. I've seen some of us are friends on Facebook. So I know you're already a leader, but I know we're in this course because just like I am, I want to learn what other abilities I have in me so I can get other people to hear, other people to see, other people to know their greatness and how extraordinary they are. You are going to hear me use those words all the time. So today, what type of leader are you? And you're going to be defining your own leadership style. So your leadership style. I've got another questionnaire. There's going to be a link. You're going to know what your leadership style. You're going to take, it's a little assessment. And once you're done with the assessment, you're going to see based on what that says, what type of leader you are. And then from there, each day, so then tomorrow we're going to be assessing the leadership focus. Like, okay, so what type of leader you are? What exactly is it in your leadership that you want to lead in? No, what is the focus? So we're going to talk about that tomorrow. But for now, we're going to talk about what type of leader are you? Are you a risk taker? Are you determined? Are you courageous? Are you motivated? What's your work ethic? You can be a you can be an entrepreneur. You know what I mean? Are you passionate about what you do? Are you willing to learn? You know what I mean? Because here's the thing. If you are, it's hard to be a leader and just be rigid and be one-sided and just totally just like, that's not leadership, that's a dictatorship. But that's no judgment because it works for some people. Some people have to dictate in order to effectively lead because if any resistance comes up, it will freak them out. But for the intent of this workshop, we are learning how to work together and how we going to lead each other into our own leadership abilities so we can go out in our communities, go out in our families, go out in our whatever, and be extraordinary to help other people find their extraordinary abilities, right? All right, so once again, there's going to be a link in the video. You're going to go to it. It's an assessment of what type of leadership you are, what type of leader you are, what type of leadership style do you have. Then we're going to talk about it. So don't forget to go in the group. Let's talk about it. Got some questions? Post it in the group. If you want to ask me a question directly, feel free to inbox me online if we're friends on Facebook, or just email me, and my assistant will get it to me, and I will personally answer you. And if it needs to be, we can maybe have a one-on-one discussion. And I look forward to it. I'm all open for it because just like I said, I'm learning as well. And if anybody in the group, you all got some input and something that you would like to express or share, please do so. Because here's the thing, like I said, there's no judgment. And we're not going to judge each other. We can be objective and we can agree to disagree. But we also want to have as a welcoming space for All of us, each and every one of us, to be in and to learn in and to grow in. All right. Once again, can't wait to see you again tomorrow. And be well today. Goldie loves you. Peace.